Hi guys, just coming in quickly. I wanted to share some projects that I've finished before I actually don't have them anymore. So I'm into polymer clay now. A few years ago I did some polymer clay work, and I will insert a photo somewhere if I figure out how, of some little elves excuse me, some little elves that I did. Yeah, I don't know how many years ago it was now, but I made a whole bunch of little elves, and I also did some redback spiders with polymer clay bottoms and or abdomen, and I'll insert that photo as well if I find it. So anyway, lately I decided that I wanted to do polymer clay again, and I decided that it was time to do something different. So I searched YouTube, as one does, and I found polymer clay tiles, and I think her name is Sarah or Sarah, and she is I've forgotten, but I'll put the name in the description box. Her video was the first one that I saw on tiles, and then I also saw Patty, I think her name is Tolley Parish, that does it as well, and I was hooked. I wanted to do tiles. So here are my projects that I finished. This is some tiles in a frame. And I used mirror tiles as well for the squares and mirrors. Bought the mirrors off Facebook, and I got the infills that I used around some of the tiles where there was gaps is micro beads, and I inlaid some metal charms, and I just took off the bails that were on there, put some flowers in some spots as well, and these are all stamped. I use stamps to like normal polymer stamps, and some red rubber stamps as well, and yeah, I just embedded some things there, you can see. So that one's in a frame, so it can actually stand. It's got a frame back on it. This was my first one that I did, actually, this pink one. That was the first one I did. Again, I used the mirror tiles, I used micro beads in them to infill some of the gaps. I embedded some charms, used some flowers. This one's very pink, and my original idea was to do a breast cancer awareness block, but I didn't have any breast cancer awareness anything, so I just decided to do a pink one. And then when I did it, I thought, oh wow, that's a lot of pink, but it actually doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of like orange in there as well, so yeah. But I am going to do a breast cancer awareness because I've ordered some breast cancer charms now, and I've decided I can also make some polymer clay ribbon kind of things, because my sister was diagnosed last October with breast cancer, unfortunately. And this is a blue and gold one, and I really like the colours on this one. I don't know if you can see. It's also got mirrors and charms inlaid and micro beads, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiger here. I actually used a stamp and then used Pearl-Ex to give it the gold look. It didn't turn out as well as what I wanted it to, but being clay, you sort of can't push really hard when you're putting the Pearl-Ex on. But I'll show you another one I'm working on. I'll just move these away. This is another one I haven't put glued down to anything yet, but this is a tiger stamp that I used on this one, and I actually stamped it onto the clay. These aren't glued down, it's just a rough. I actually stamped it onto the clay, and then I coloured his eyes with the Pearl-Ex. Then I baked the clay, And then I coloured it with some, I don't know if you can see, I don't know which way to hold it, but it's shiny. Can you see the shiny bits? That's oh, you can see it that way. That's twinkling H2Os to make him shine. So anyway, you can pretty much do whatever you want with clay, as long as you bake it at some point so that the colour sets and it doesn't rub off. That's upside down. But yeah, so this is another one I'm putting together, and I obviously haven't glued it down because I needed to paint the background. This is the background that I'm going to be putting these tiles on, and I discovered that I don't have a lot of acrylic paint, but what I do have is the Stampin' Up! Inkers. So what I did was I grabbed the gesso paint, this one, and it's just white, and then I added about 5 drops of the re-inker to the gesso and came up with my own colour that I wanted. So I thought that was a good idea, because I have, you know, a lot of these re-inkers but not necessarily acrylic paint. So there you go. And so then I'll be adding these tiles to here, and to adhere the tiles to the canvas, because it's just a canvas, I'll be using this Well Bond. And for the girls in Australia, you can find Well Bond, you can drop Well Bond, you can find Well Bond on from Bunnings. Bunnings Warehouse sells this, and I was really surprised to find it, because I thought that I was going to have to go to, you know, eBay or somewhere, but nope, we have it in Bunnings. Alright guys, so that's it. So I'm going to go put this guy together, and I just wanted to share that. I did do some other things, like I tried to do a dragon's eye, but I wasn't really happy with that. This is my dragon's eye that I did. I wasn't really happy with the way it turned out. It's on a pendant. It's got a pendant as a back, so you can hang it, but yeah, it wasn't my best work. Yeah. And then I did another pendant with, it's called Polymer clay embroidery, where you make little flowers in the clay. So I did that charm. So yeah, pretty plain. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.